Chuck E. Cheese, the mascot, is arrested in Florida for debit card theft. More after this. Hello everyone and welcome back to AFG's Point of View, where I give you my analysis on the most popular topics in the world today. In today's video, we have Chuck E. Cheese, the mascot, arrested for debit card theft out in Florida. Before I dive into the details of the video, if you're new here, welcome. Welcome to AFG's Point of View. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button as well. There's more awesome, loving, and wonderful people over, similar to yourself. I'm on number of subscribers. Thanks for coming back. I'm diving in. Chuck E. Cheese, the mascot, in Tallahassee, Florida, was arrested on July 23, 2025 for debit card theft. The suspect has been identified as 41-year-old Jermel Jarreau Jones, was apprehended while in costume at the restaurant. Now, Jones allegedly resisted arrest and was found with a stolen debit card in his pocket, which was reported missing from a customer during a party. Now, he faces felony charges, including larceny of a debit card, possession of another person's identification, and unauthorized use of the card. The victim identified Jones through security footage from a meat market where the card was used to help police set up a trap. Okay, first and foremost, we have Chuck E. Cheese being set up in a trap. A mouse trap?
Bruh.
Maybe. This is just too many hyperboles we could talk about here on this actual story itself, but I'm gonna dig in. At the end of the day, before I even go any further, at the end of the day, someone ratted on Chuck E. Cheese. Imagine that. But first and foremost, we got Chuck E. Cheese out in Tallahassee, Florida. It was a party taking place, and he was doing what he do. You know what I'm saying? Running around scaring kids and doing the norm. You know what I'm saying? Having fun and dancing, all that kind of stuff. And while he was doing all that, one of his I don't know what you call mice hands or whatever hands. They don't call them hands, but paws or whatever you may call them. Got stuck on maybe some of the glue on the mouse trap. Got stuck on the debit card, and he ended up getting his hand on that card, and that's probably what happened. I'm gonna give him that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that happened, and that's how he got caught up. Now the story is, obviously he got caught up. You know what I'm saying? The lady went to the meat market. Her car was stolen. Okay, this is from the start. She lost the card, dropped it somewhere in the facility or whatever. He saw it, he picked it up, put it in his pocket. You know what I'm saying? And if you was gonna give it back, you would have gave it back right away. But you have it in your pocket, right? So now what she does is, she reports it missing. She reports it stolen because obviously she dropped it. You know what I'm saying? And, you do what you got to do as far as your card is concerned. You know what I mean? You want to make sure that your card is in safekeeping. So she did what anybody else would do, call like I would call. Hey, look, my thing is missing. The next steps that she took was she actually went out and did she went to the meat market where the thing was placed, and then she asked for the video footage, which me and you was not going to ask for the video footage, but she wanted the video footage to see who did what and kind of get an idea of, the time it took place and all that. So she wanted to try to do her own, Inspector Clouseau, searching, and, she came up with an idea. She told the cops. So basically, she did her own detective work at the end of the day. Tracked the guy down, Chuck E. Cheese. So he worked at Chuck E. Cheese. Put one and one together. She saw who it was. She told the cops. They went out and came back. And then when they came back in to try to really nab him or try to trap him, there was a young lady in there. He had left and went somewhere else in the building. And she was sitting there, and the cops was like, well, hey, listen, where's such and such? And then it was like, well, he's around here somewhere. Okay, is he this guy right here inside of, that plays the part of Chuck E. Cheese here? And she didn't want to tell, but she was almost to the point, like the cops standing right there in front of her. She was just like she didn't open her mouth saying yeah, but she just nodded her head. And that's how they ended up getting him. So the crazy part was, there was a bunch of kids out there watching. Okay, they got the cuffs out, and he tried to resist arrest. You know what I mean? By like throwing his arms down, like I'm not going for it. And then eventually they got him loose, and then he ended up getting the cuffs put on him while the kids were watching. You would think that someone that runs an establishment like Chuck E. Cheese, right? Chuck E. Cheese himself is rich. Mickey Mouse is rich, right? At least you would think, right? Chuck E. Cheese has no reason to be stealing anyone's money, okay? Now, I get it. It's a personal side of it. But just for the sake of just the optics or whatever, he should not be stealing someone's card. You're already going to give a bad look to Chuck E. Cheese now, because kids are going to look at you differently now. You know what I mean? At least those kids are. You know what I'm saying? Whomever sees this video, or the videos in the news, they're going to look at Chucky a little differently, because now Chucky's out here stealing somebody's money. Like, this is crazy. Okay, the world really is going to hell in a handbasket. But he was getting arrested. They took him down. Obviously, it was somebody under the bottom of it. He said his excuse was, once they pulled the card out, well, I had it in my pocket. What I was going to do was take it to, not human resources, but to the counter or whomever, supervisor, and let them know this was lost. They could have called and possibly got someone to come pick up their car, and it'd have been safe. Well, that story would have been believable if you didn't already go to the meat market and spend some money, okay? So he spent some money at the meat market. He also spent some money, obviously, the weird thing is he went to a Whataburger, okay? So a Whataburger, he got some food. He went to a meat market and bought some food. And he also went somewhere else. I forget where it was. Might have been to a mall or something like that. And did what he had to do, and then that was it. The crazy thing is, if you're going to steal someone's stuff, right, why walk around with the evidence? Like, if I stole your car, for instance, right, and I spent the money and I did what I had to do, right, you got me on camera or whatever. Now you go to lock me up, and I'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's not me. Yes, it is. And they search your person, and they don't see the car. They don't have nothing, right? If you're not walking around with the evidence, you're innocent until proven guilty, right? Including Chuck E. Cheese. He's innocent until proven guilty. And we know how sneaky mice is. They come out at night with the lights out and all that kind of stuff and run around and do all kinds of things that you don't want them to do. But, in this particular case, he actually fumbled the ball by just walking around with the card in his pocket. The crazy thing is, he walked around with the card in his pocket like it was his card. Like, bro, are you kidding me? So, I don't know. I didn't understand that part, but, I don't know. I'm hard on people, and I can't say Gen Z because, this idiot was 41 years old. This is a bunch of idiots out there. I don't know. I just found that there's 3 states It's everywhere across the United States. But I think the ones with the most amount of idiots that's in there is Florida, Texas, and California. Simple as that. You have so many different people that actually frequent those states because of the size of the state. You know what I mean? You're going to have more people. So obviously, you're going to have more, of whatever, that's not prevalent in other states because of the size of the state. So, yeah, but that's crazy, man. Chuck E. Cheese got booked for stealing someone's debit card. Now, times is hard, okay? But with that being said, if you like what you've heard, please don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the like button as well. There'll be more awesome, loving, and wonderful people over. Similar to yourself, I'm my number of subscribers. Thanks for coming back. On my new subscribers, welcome. Welcome to AG's Point of View. Do me a favor, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Let me know that you like the video. Let me know that you like the content overall, and let me know how you feel about the video as far as Chuck E. Cheese. Let's see how many puns and how many jokes we can come up with in the comment section below on Chuck E. Cheese. This is a wild story. I saw it this morning. It came across my desk. I said, whoa, gotta do this one. So me and my corny jokes, my dad jokes, I know they're not funny, but figured I'd throw it out there. But come visit me on my Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube Shorts, Facebook, all types of, I'm all over the internet. Got all types of content. So, just go on and visit me on one of those platforms I mentioned and, get your feel for, of what you like. Come visit me on my merch store. Come buy something from the merch store, bang, bang, wherever it is, up, down, left, right. And purchase yourself a t-shirt, hoodie, cup, what I'm saying, and go from there. I think that's it, y'all. I thank y'all for coming out. Y'all be careful out here, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
To the casinos, I gotta get to the bag now. I can't be chasing no knees. They getting, they feeling and dragged down. That's why they just crash out. Stuck in the cell and this man down. Life getting gone in a flash now. Spinning and I'ma stand out. I done seen these crash out. They some baby boys. I'm the man now. They was questioning, make them fans now. I'm the best in my league and that's hands down.